Good morning. I'm Lindsay Martin. I'm the director for the Entrepreneur and Small Business Office here at the Georgia Department of Economic Development. And I'd like to welcome everybody this morning to our final webinar for our summer series and for small business webinars. Today we welcome Sandra Font, director for the ACE Women's Business Center located in Norcross. Sandra has assembled a panel of successful women-owned businesses to have a panel discussion with. But before we toss it to Sandra, we have just a couple of announcements. First of which, a week from today, we will open nominations for the Small Business Rockstars for 2022. So just be mindful of that. We will have that information up on our website and on our Facebook page, and we will also have that out on Twitter. Secondly, if there are any questions during the course of the presentation, please use the chat feature at the bottom of the screen, and at the quarter of the hour, I will come back on the screen and ask those questions of the panel. So at this point, I'd like to go ahead and transition to Sandra Font, who will lead, will do a presentation, first of all, about the services offered at the ACE Women's Business Center, and then allow her panelists to introduce themselves and have that panel discussion. Sandra?
Thank you so much to everyone who is joining us today. We appreciate you being here. I would like to start by thanking Lindsay Martin and the Georgia Department of Economic Development for the opportunity to provide us this platform to share with today's participants a little bit about ACE, the Women's Business Center, and the stories of these amazing ladies, entrepreneurs that we have here who are ACE clients and with the Women's Business Center as well. So thank you, ladies, also for joining us this morning. Before we start with the panel discussion, I'll just share a little bit about ACE and the Women's Business Center, and then I'll ask these wonderful ladies to introduce themselves. So for anyone that doesn't know about ACE, ACE stands for Access to Capital for Entrepreneurs. We're a nonprofit organization, and we help start and grow small businesses through capital, coaching, and connections. We were founded in 1999 by our current president, Grace Fricks. At that time, she was in the board of directors of the North Technical College in North Georgia, and students were graduating. They wanted to start a small business, but they couldn't get access to capital. And that's when she decided to start the organization. In the year 2000, we deployed the first loan. Our mission is to provide community economic development to underserved people in communities. We mainly cover Metro Atlanta area and North Georgia, a total of 60 counties. And we are proud to say that since the year 2000, we have loaned more than $100 million to more than 1,400 entrepreneurs who have created and saved over 12,000 jobs in Georgia. And over half of the loans of our portfolio are deployed to African-American entrepreneurs, 52% to women business owners, and 51% to low moderate income entrepreneurs. And here is just a list that I wanted to share with you about our programs. So being a community development financial institution, we are an SBA intermediary lender, and we have microloans. Our microloans start from $15,000 up to $50,000. We also have commercial loans. The commercial loans go from 50 to 250, and we have all the information in our website. Once you become a loan client, like these ladies, we provide technical assistance. And what that is, we have a person in a staff that is dedicated to provide you technical assistance in the terms of one-on-one coaching. We also have a tool called Initiate, that it's an online business platform that can help you with videos, resources, any type of information to help you grow your business and scale it to another level. Our support for the technical assistance program is post-loan support, so you have to be a loan client. And we're very excited because this past year, I think the last 3 months, we have hired 4 financial advisors. They're part of our team. They're employees of ACE. So anytime one of our loan clients needs, it's going through a challenge or would like to have that one-on-one coaching with an expert, they can just reach out to us and we provide all this service at no cost to them. Then another of the programs that we have is the business cohort, and that includes the high performing group, and that's for business owners, woman-owned businesses that generate more than $500,000 in revenue. They meet quarterly, they share best practices. We bring a speaker that is going to talk about a specific topic, and mainly is to help them scale even more. And then we receive grants also to focus our efforts on a specific areas in Georgia. We have a staff member that is dedicated to the MPUB area, and also another one that oversees the Atlanta Appalachian region. That's where Rome and Dalton, the area of Rome, Dalton. So we provide also loans in those areas and technical assistance. And also, I would say that the Women's Business Center is one of the cohorts that we also focus on, which I'm going to talk in the next slide. And then connections. We are a nonprofit organization, so we have great relationships with other nonprofits in the Atlanta area. And also, we work very closely with the Small Business Development Center and a SCORE, and mainly because all these programs are funded by the Small Business Administration. And we also like to make introductions to our clients, referrals, business-to-business introductions, business-to-consumer introductions. So sometimes someone will reach out to me and say, Sandra, I need a CPA, or I need an attorney, or I need someone to do my floors. So we'll also always try to make that connection, to help business owners and to help other nonprofit organizations. And when someone calls me and they're looking for some type of assistance that we don't provide, I always try to connect them to another organization that will be able to provide that service. And just briefly, ACE as an SBA microloan intermediary, we're now offering microloans at a reduced rate of 5.75 if they're submitted by September 15 and closed by September 30th. This also includes 3 months of loan forgiveness and, of course, the technical assistance of coaching with a financial advisor. I just wanted to add this here because we usually don't have this low interest or the 3 months forgiveness. So in case anyone is interested in applying, just visit our website. And of course, we are all women here. And so it's very important that I touch a little bit on female. So female workers, as you all know, face a number of challenges. And while the share of female business owners is on the rise, women still own far fewer businesses than men. And we all know that. We've heard it, although the numbers are increasing. While women account for 48% of all workers nationally, they make up just 38.2% of business owners in Georgia. And this is a total that has increased and totals now 184,122 business owners. You have 3 of them right here. You'll also notice that more women business owners have unincorporated businesses owned by a single individual, sole proprietorship, than compared to incorporated. And women start businesses for many reasons, and we're going to discuss that later, but mainly to be their own boss, to follow a passion, or to pursue an opportunity, and also flexibility, right? But a lot of women tend to become business owners mainly because they're mothers and the schedule. And then some of the most attractive industries for female owners, I wanted to list them here, are professional, scientific, management and administrative, and waste management services. And if you want to learn more about all these statistics, I just have put the source here. Just go to that site and take a look. I always like to look at the numbers of how woman-owned businesses in Georgia do. And sometimes I do post this information in our newsletter and Facebook as well when they update them. And here, the Women's Business Center, that's why we're here. So we were established in 2014, and we are part of a national network of 136 women's business centers in the country. They are all partially funded by the United States Small Business Administration, which means we have to follow their guidelines. And our mission is to empower women, minorities, and low to moderate income entrepreneurs through financial education and training. And I'm very happy to say that ACE was awarded a second Women's Business Center at the beginning of this year. So in April, we hired a new director, Nita Penn, and she is overseeing the Savannah Women's Business Center. And yes, and it's housed at the Savannah State University. That's where our office is. And she focuses on mainly on people of color and low to moderate income entrepreneurs in that area. She has a lot of passion for women and people of color. She's full of energy, and she just hired a program coordinator as well. So if any of the business joining us are in Savannah, please make sure you reach out to Nita, and she'll be more than happy to assist you, provide coaching, training, and a few of the services that are listed here. So we help businesses in 3 phases, which is planning, implementation, and growth. And some of the services that we offer are workshops. Right now, I have to be honest, unfortunately, everything is offered virtually. We're still not going to the office, but we have we provide workshops, lunch and learn virtual presentations, one-on-one coaching, twice a year, a Hispanic entrepreneurship series, access. We have a lot of the webinars that we have presented over the last 2 years available on demand. So please visit our website, and any topic that you can imagine that can help a business owner, we probably have a recording. And I do help people start their own business, meaning legalize it. A lot of people have the ideas, but they don't know how to register with the Secretary of State or get a business license. So I go over the 10 steps to start a business. Obviously, we have all type of information about access to capital and loan products. And we have an amazing tool to help people expand their knowledge on how to operate the business. That's Dream Builder. And it also helps you to create a business plan, which once you've completed the courses and you have the draft, you can reach out to me, and we'll share it with our business consultant who will provide feedback on how to complete it. And once a year, we have the annual speed coaching. On October 2nd, we're gonna have our annual Multicultural Business Summit at the UGA in Gwinnett. And then once a year, we have a woman-owned small business cohort series, and Amia has attended in the past. And that's all the steps. We kind of hold your hand on how to apply to get the certification through the SBA. And like I mentioned earlier, if we cannot help you with anything, we'll make sure to connect you to other resources. This is a high level of the services that we provide. So please reach out to us if we can assist you with anything. And I just wanted to list here a few of the webinars and events that we have coming up. The SBA is going to present on the Woman-Owned Small Business Certification on the 16th. We have every month a Small Business Access to Capital, where we go over the loan products that we offer. And we're going to have a LinkedIn business series in October and November, presented by an expert on LinkedIn, just to help people create their profile and how they can use LinkedIn to generate more business. And last but not least, we're going to have an in-person event, which is going to be the Multicultural Business Summit. We're going to talk how to do business with the health department, with the health industry, and we'll have other topics included there as well. It's from 8:30 until 2, and I'll share that information it's going to be in our website, and we'll share it in our newsletter. And that's all, that's what ACE and the Women's Business Center is. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. This is my contact information. And thank you for allowing me to present on the services that we offer to small business owners. And now let's go to the exciting part of this presentation. So I have 3 amazing ladies here with us, and I am super honored to present them to you on today's topic, which is starting and running a successful woman-owned small business. Each of them are going to share with you their experience of running a business, and at the end, we'll have time for Q&A. But we're going to start just briefly. Each of you, if you can take just a couple of minutes or 3 minutes to introduce yourself and just give us a quick overview of your business. Amia, would you like to start?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure being with you all today. My name is Amia Guild, and I am the owner and founder of Takes a Village Transportation. We provide transportation for families to and from school for their children, as well as extracurricular activities, group outings. We support various mentoring programs throughout the city with transportation, ensuring that our children have access to get to the programs. So our thing is bridging the gap between communities and families, one safe ride at a time, taking our children from idle time to sharper minds. So that way we can build healthier and stronger communities together. And we started in 2015 is when we got our business license, but we actually started transporting children in 2017, the summer of 2017.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Clara?
Hello, my name is Clara Richardson Olguin, and I'm the CEO and owner of CIC Floors. We specialize in providing solutions for any of your flooring needs. We are located in Norcross, and we go from your tile, your carpet, your wood, any tile information, any tile installation and products. We have it here at CIC Floors. We, my husband and I, started the business in 2004. And since then, we've been dancing salsa in great floors. We love to experience the renovation that you have at your home and share with you our expertise. Again, we are located in Norcross, and we're very excited to offer a great variety of eco-friendly products and very unique from the wall to your floors products at our showroom.
Thank you, Clara. Talia?
Hi, I'm Talia Holmes-Morzinski, and I own a retail space, which we offer homemade, made on-site ice cream. So for the community, I just bring a lot of yumminess and smile and joy, and it's absolutely amazing. We actually have a lot of collaborations that we do within our community, which we can discuss later, but it's just good homemade ice cream.
But Talia, what makes your ice cream unique?
We do offer adult flavors where we infuse with alcohol. So we have our pouring license, and in the state of Georgia, we were the ones who actually worked with the state to amend, and they brought in a new ordinance called Frozen Consumables Alcohol Permit. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
And they are amazing. So
Absolutely
we are
amazing.
all adults here, so I highly encourage to try them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, ladies. And since this webinar is focused on how to start and run a small business, can you please share with us the circumstances of what drove you to start your own business? And Clara, you just mentioned your passion for salsa, and I know that had a lot to do of why you started your business. Can you share with us, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. So like I say, in 2004, I had the blessing of meeting my husband. And it happened that I have to meet him one day or the other because I was prepared to be introduced to him, and I didn't met him. And then later on, dancing salsa, I met him and I fall in love. He fell in love. But the thing is, he was already in the carpet industry. We met, we decided to get together in the journey of marriage and build our family together. And then he was already passionate with carpet and he started with the wood. But I have something in my heart that really say that I wanted to learn more about the industry. So we both embarked on the business of flooring, open a showroom, offering our clients amazing products. We have to knock a lot of doors to do that. And it was definitely the blessing to get to meet Ace and the opportunity to open the first store that let us, start really the business. It was thanks to Ace, to be honest, that we were able to open our first store. So, and since then we've been offering, unique products and professional installation to our clients.
And Talia, I know that your passion started very young in the kitchen with your grandma. So tell us how you started. How did you decide, I'm gonna open an ice cream store?
My grandmother was a teacher, and during the summers, I would spend time with her for those 2 months. And she was the candy lady in the neighborhood. So she decided to churn ice cream. And during that time with me being there, I was her little assistant. And it was the best. We had amazing memories together. I had amazing tastings together. And it kind of took off from there. That was my thing. I always enjoyed baking and such, but there was something special about churning that ice cream and being able to indulge in that during those summer months. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. And Mia, I know that as a teenager and once you started working as a single mom, you had to take a lot of buses, right? To go from point
Yes.
A to point B. And
Yes.
I'm sure that's where the idea started of, I may start my own business. Share with us, why did you do it?
Yes. So when I was a teen mom and to get my high school diploma, I had to take 6 buses a day. One to get on the bus, transfer to downtown, from downtown to the daycare, from daycare to school, school to the daycare, daycare to downtown, and then home. If I had to go to work that day, I would walk my son over to my friend's mom, and then I would take the bus to work. So it could be up to 8 buses a day. And from that point on, I always would look at the bus stops and say, that mom need a ride. That single mom need a ride. Or I see a woman with children and my family would say, stop picking up all these people. And I'm like, but she's a mom. Look at these children. She's out here. It's raining. And so I said, one day I definitely would love to be able to provide a service to help. So fast forward, being here in Georgia, you can't have choice school within your county if you provide transportation and they have the room and space for your child. Everybody does not have access to private school. So you have access to charter school or a public school that's within your district with a higher performance rating that may meet your child's needs, but you can't give that opportunity because of the lack of transportation. And that was our situation with my daughter going through the exceptional ed program, and I needed to have a support for her. And knowing that that was not there, I started transporting other people's children who needed it as well. And one day I got to the school and someone looked at me and they were going to get in my vehicle. They said, are you my Uber? And all I had to do was say yes, and they would have gotten in. And at that point I said, something has to give. So I stepped out on faith, put my resignation in October of 2015, purchased my first 7-passenger van, and hit the road to learn. I didn't start fully transporting children until 2017, as I had to take time to learn the industry. But it is truly a heart's work for families, for children.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you. And now, you ladies, as a woman launching a business in the state of Georgia, when you were starting, were you able to get all the resources and support that you needed as you started this journey? Where did you go at the beginning? How did you do it? Anyone? I'm not going to call you this time.
Well, I can say that for me and my husband was very difficult. We got all the, license and all the taxes, IDs, and all of that you need to register your business. But it was the step of being able to opening a store. So the people will say, but to install floors, you don't need to have a store, right? But when you don't provide, when you're not able to provide products to your clients, you are really stuck. You will stay as an installer forever. So we have to open a showroom to be able to get the vendors that we need to offer different products to our clients. And we didn't have, I guess, the budget to open our first store. So we knocked the doors to the bank that we were banking for, I don't know, maybe even before I got married, 10, 15, 20 years. And nobody opened the doors for us. It was very bad. It was like I have to really prove as a startup, as an entrepreneur, something that I know that I can do it. I have a degree in law, and my husband is also graduated in Mexico. And we both know that we have some kind of knowledge, but we also got certifications from the industry. But still, it was not enough until we got the opportunity to meet ACE, the Small Business Association referred us to ACE, and we were able to knock the door at the Women's Center, and they prepared us to, present our business the best way. And, it was the first time that we were able to get a loan and open our first store. So it was hard at being a woman, Latino, no money, I guess. It was like difficult to really see that we could do it. Our revenue for just installation was decent, but I guess it was not enough for another banks, bigger banks, to really support us. But ACE did it. So thank you.
Thank you. Amia or Talia, would you like to share how did you start it and what type of resources were you looking for?
I didn't know where to go. I just knew that I needed to help these families, help these children. And so for me, it was everything starting from scratch, starting from the bottom. And I saw something where it showed Goodwill Industries has an entrepreneur program called Good Biz. And so there they will help you with your licensing, your EIN, and those type of things. So when that happened, I was like, oh, well, I could definitely get in and, do that. I went onto the SBA website, and they have tools and resources to help you with your business plan. So I was able to write out my business plan, and I just started doing a lot of reading and a lot of research. But when it came down to me needing to go live with the business and realizing that 7-passenger van with those 6 students just wasn't going to get it, I had a waiting list the moment that we posted something, and went to the traditional banks, and they were like, we don't know if we can trust this model. We don't know how long this is going to last, and the liability of transporting people's children. And they just didn't really see the vision, So I had an encounter with someone, and they said, have you ever heard of ACE? And I said, no. And they told me about access to capital for entrepreneurs. So I started researching. The banks told me that I need to be in business 3 years to have proof that this is going to work. I went to ACE, and I tell people all the time, it was like an answered prayer for me. The things that I got from ACE is well beyond money. And anybody that's on this line that's starting up a business, you need to know you need more than the money. The money will come, the resources and the financial things will come, but the wealth of knowledge and the support that you need when you're starting a business, I got all of that through the Women's Business Center and through the loan officers of ACE. Everyone is there to support. They are like your cheerleaders that you don't even see. And so that was one of the greatest things, and one of the things that gave me an even greater confidence about my business. We were able to get 2 vans, 2 15-passenger vans. My husband was like, whoa, I don't know. We need to wait and see what this is going to look like. 2 at one time. I don't know. I said, my husband, we're going to need it. And the loan officer at the time, Vonda, she was like, I've never seen this before. Like, you didn't even ask for it, and they just opened it up. And I said, husband, that's answered prayer. He's like, no, we're going to wait just a little bit. Got that first van through ACE, and all the plethora of resources, accounting, bookkeeping, records management, certifications, all of those things that I have gotten through ACE has been the true thing that has been able to help us to launch and escalate even further, to where we have just even launched a whole nother level of our business. And we had that announcement just Sunday.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I still remember Talia. Talia showed up at the Women's Business Center, and I have been maybe with the organization for a year or so, but I was pretty new, and she came to an access to capital workshop because she wanted to get a loan and she needed all the information. So you can share with the participants, how did you come to us? And I still remember Talia showing up at the center to meet with a coach with the most humongous business plan I've ever seen in my life. So
that's so true. I think no one read it. They were like, how many pages do you have here? So, but yes, I think I came to bother you guys at least 2-3 times a week after finding you. But it was through Small Business Administration. Prior to that, I didn't know. Like, I had no idea that the Women's Business Center was there. And there was these other organizations and groups that I had actually spent dollars, to join those groups and to obtain these resources and access. And I wasn't successful, even through, going to the larger business, bankers to obtain a small business loan, even with that 100+ page business plan that I had, I still wasn't successful. And being a young single mom, it didn't look pleasing to them. I was told that my niche was too small. It was very seasonal. And I was actually told one time that it's the first to fail. And I was like, okay, well, hey, kudos, thanks a lot. And I did not receive that from ACE at all. The very first time I walked into ACE and sat in that first conference, that meeting, I didn't want to leave. I just knew that I was welcome, and truly my cheerleaders, everyone. And from there, I started receiving a weekly business consultant, and that changed everything. Just having that personalized attention. And larger banks, no one was trying to sit with me to say, come on, little girl, let's work this out. Like, no one did that for me, but ACE was definitely there to cheer me on. So forever grateful.
Yeah, we're very glad the day we met you, and we're here along the way. And I know that you, Clara, when you first came to the Women's Business Center, I wasn't even there yet. You needed other support for the business plan or strategy. Can you share with the audience the other support that you received besides access to capital?
For me was the preparation of, like Talia said, the preparation of the business plan. I'm glad that Mia disclosed everything that ACE bring to the table. It's not just really money, and really it's not what I'm going to really make the business. It's the acknowledge that nobody can take your acknowledge away. And ACE is very the business center. I remember I met with my TEPEC at that time. And since then, I call them angels. Every time I talk to each one of them, Grace, Karen Malaga, Sandra, everyone is like become a family of your dream. It's an angel of your dreams. You know, it's like you have them to support you. And then Linda Jamison, that is my advisor. So they prepare you for your strategies, your financing, your business plan, like Talia said. It's like, yes, you have your business and you have your name and you have all of that and the registration and all that. But what about everything that is going to come growing step by step with you? They help you and they stay with you. They don't just let you, move on. They go step by step in the preparation of your business from the baby that it is until it grows. Being a mother of four kids, it is hard for me to really look at the numbers and really think if I'm going to be profitable or not. But having a financial advisor from ACE, visiting now online with the pandemic, and having a Zoom call every month, checking my numbers, it is key. It is tremendous help for me and the business. I know what it is, and I've been learning more and more how to run my business. So, absolutely.
Thank you. And Amia, can you share with us the most significant hurdles that you have faced throughout this journey? Just some of the challenges.
Oh, I've had a 2-year challenge just recently where we had a breakthrough July 15th of 2021 at approximately 9:20 a.m. We had a breakthrough for this new launch that we have for our the new level of business. Because it's not something that's done in the state of Georgia, I was getting a lot of pushback. When it's something that people have not seen before, they wonder how you're going to do it, how you're going to make it, what is that going to look like? And no matter how much data you give, it's like they hold this control to say, well, you need us, so we're not going to give that to you. The insurance company on one hand says, we'll cover the business for this, but we won't cover it for that. And then they'll tell you have to break out your entities. And then they'll tell you, well, the funding won't come unless you put the entities together. So it's like financing and insurance don't speak to one another, depending on your industry. And for us, that was the most challenging piece. So we received the additional certifications, the licensing through Department of Transportation, Department of Public Safety to launch a rideshare service for children and families. So it has been a 2-year process in the making, and ACE was able to fund this latter part of what it is that we have going. And just to know that it took 2 years to get through those hurdles, because my thing is we operate out of 15 passenger vans, and we can continue to do that. But in order for us to reach those pockets and reach those individuals who cannot make up a group to do 15 passenger services, what about those families that only have 2 children, but they don't live in an area, or a family who has 3 and they don't live in an area, or those after school programs where they don't have the bus service and parent can't get there? How do we get them home? So I was getting a lot of those requests, and I had the vision, and it came up on-demand service. And so it's been 2 years in the making, but we just made our announcement on Sunday. We had a showcase where we were able to have a slideshow, have all the technical pieces to show what the app is going to look like. So this is just an exciting time for us through those hurdles. And I mean, there's times where I was like, well, it's taking so long. I knew what I heard, but I didn't want my faith to be shaken. But when you are in the trenches of that, yeah, you do have that, where you are uncertain, and then you have to go back to reading that thing that you wrote down, that vision, that promise, and know what you heard. Other people will tell you, no, maybe you should do something different, but you have to be able to stay the course. because it's the vision that is given to you. It is not something that is given to them. So to others, they may not understand what it looks like to have a whole flooring industry, or to need to have a store to open, or the need to be able to support community through social gathering with ice cream. People may not understand what that brings to community, but you know what it is that you heard. So for those that are new, there will be challenges, but to know, stay the course, continue to reach out to the Women's Business Center, because you all have resources that come constantly and keep us abreast as to what's new, what's changing. And those type of tools are what helped me to get to this next thing for the rideshare. So we are licensed not just for Atlanta, but we are licensed for rideshare, just like Uber and Lyft, for the entire state of Georgia. Oh, so wow. It's been a 2-year process, but I am so excited. Even had Ray Penny from ACE, Grace from ACE, everybody pulled in to be able to make this happen. And going to a traditional bank, that would not have happened. Yeah. It would not have happened.
Yeah, thank you. Since we only have 5 minutes, I'm just gonna ask individual questions. Talia, do you have any regrets? Anything you will have done differently?
Oh, I wish I would have found out about ACE sooner. That is about it. But forever grateful. As Amia said, like, there is the resources that we obtain from ACE Women's Business Center, I would not have received from a bank, even if they would have approved me. The ongoing support, the training, the learning, the bookkeeping, the one-on-one money management, the community, just the overall community and the family that I have gained. And especially after losing my loved ones, losing my granny, losing my mom, it's just been overwhelming for me, and I am forever grateful.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And Clara, what does being an entrepreneur and as a woman give you the freedom to do? I know it's very important for women-owned businesses to know that from you.
Well, I think that, first of all, never give up, never let anybody to tell you that you can do things. As an entrepreneur, you are called to be you, to do you, to show your talent that God has given you, right? And if you never know failure, you will never know success. So for me, being an entrepreneur, I got the opportunity to maybe go to majority of my kids' event at school, right? Because I had the opportunity to have more freedom in time. But I also have a commitment to my community, my culture, my family, my team players here at CIC Floors, to be the better me every day. So it is good to be an entrepreneur, because you can definitely show your talents and fight every day for your dreams. Don't give up. There is pros and cons, but just don't give up. Keep up. Nobody can tell you you can't. You can do it.
And it's very interesting because all three of you have mentioned community and how important it is to you. Why is it that important? Share with a potential business owner, why is community so important to start and grow business? Anyone?
You can't do it alone.
No,
absolutely.
We're not equipped to do this thing. We're not equipped to do life alone.
No,
let alone do business alone. You are only as successful as the village around you. You cannot build a business by yourself. And when individuals say, I did this on my own, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps, the book you read came from somebody else. So for you to even know how to do that. So it takes community. You need someone to lean on. So if you do not have that, I encourage you, please obtain those that will support you. You don't want that person that's going to be, yes, yes, yes. You want that person that's going to be able to tell you your truth. Say, hey, you're putting too much over on this side, or, you get being too hard on yourself, be forgiving, and have those accountability partners that be able to tell you, hey, take a breather today, go and spend some family time. You need that community to help you to have a balance to your life and a balance to your business. You can't have a successful business without it. It won't work.
I agree with Amia, but I want to add that also the thing of giving back. It's great to receive that support and be part of something bigger than, what you think you're just doing. You're doing something bigger because you're giving back to the community,
Yes.
Being part of the organizations like ACE, like so many different that are out there trying to support the need person, those that need, like any entrepreneur that is here, that is getting connected with a webinar like this. It is important to be part of something, part of the community. So, and give back to it.
Yes. Yes.
And the last question, whoever wants to answer it, what's next for you?
Oh my goodness.
Talia, would you like to respond now?
Gosh, so to start,
What flavor?
New flavor.
Not always new flavors, but I have launched 2 online stores. There's something about that push and that encouragement that you receive here, and even from the failure, it's all a lesson learned, right? And you have to learn from even those failures. And I've just been encouraged to open another business, to start another business. So I actually have 2 other, as I like to call it, hustles on the side, and they are all very successful. And we are actually doing more than just that, making ice cream at the shop. We actually do money management course with our students who come in. I call them my students. They're all my little babies, all my little worker bees. But I've helped each of my employees get like their first credit cards to learn one-on-one money management and just starting and building their credit. So there's just so much that I have received. And like Clara and Amia has said, like, you can't help but to give back and want to give back and to start from the youngins. And I'm fortunate to have the youngins coming in to work with me. So there's so much more. I don't even have the time to go through it, but all due to ACE.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much to all of you ladies for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. And I know that Lindsay's here and it's time for Q&A, I guess.
Yes, all I can say is just wow. I mean, I'm going to have my computer service for all this passion running through it. So, but I have, there aren't any questions in the chat, which is strange. Y'all must have just captivated everybody. But I have one that I'd like for each of the panelists to address. The last couple of years have been a challenge for everybody on the globe. And it seems to me that it didn't affect you at all, but I know that there had to be challenges with each of your businesses in the last couple of years. Could y'all share what kind of challenge you encountered when the pandemic started and what strategies you employed to overcome it?
I can definitely share that. It was terrifying, Lindsay. We were ready to start, the day, and I received like about 10 different phone calls of people. It comes to me again, like that day. People calling and canceling their projects. It was scary. And I really can imagine, other businesses, restaurants, owners, everybody was in a really shocked what is going to happen to their businesses. We closed the store and we have to move everything to the house, right? It was the whole Georgia was shut down. And I remembered how, in terms of praying with my husband, my kids, to figure out what we're going to do, and making that a special phone call to my team ACE. And I remember them just answering the call and saying, Clara, everything will be okay. You're not alone. Everything will be fine. And the thing started rolling because immediately I started receiving phone calls of people that wanted to travel to their lake house, move there and be transitioning there during the pandemic, but they wanted to do some things in their homes. So it was perfect for us in the construction business to start evolving in something else. We pivot, doing home remodel. We start doing more. We were doing kitchen remodels for a while, but we started doing more kitchen remodel, more home remodel. And it was just by the effort of saying, we can do this. Let's embark this journey and let's do it. But it was scary, absolutely.
And for us, just with everything shutting down and being in retail and in the restaurant industry, we lost about 2 months of just being able to have our doors open. But once we opened, I noticed that the community really rallied around us, and we, of course, had to put our thinking caps on. So we started offering curbside and delivery. And I never thought that I would even set up with a third-party delivery service. We even set up our own direct delivery service, and I started doing more corporate. I worked with a very large organization where we set up and we arranged with their 500 employees in the state of Georgia. And even outside of Georgia, there was about 1,500. We mailed out packages to them. So I started doing corporate orders, and I started doing small outdoor gatherings. So we definitely had to rethink that business course to adjust, but it was quite frightening at first. I did think that we would have to close our doors and just, I was really unsure, but it took for me to take a step back, and it was calling into ACE and having that one-on-one consultation with my financial coach that was assigned to me through ACE, where we were able to just kind of strategize together and implement. You know, it's very important when you receive the plan from them that you work the plan, because it's not going to work if you don't work the plan. And once I implemented and I worked that plan, Sweet Joy was just as successful. We actually had some of our biggest numbers during the pandemic.
And I would say that the pandemic, if you just pay attention to the news, you will be fearful. If that's all you do is watch the news, because it can be a very scary thing. We were shut down for almost 4 months completely. We transport children. We work with mentor programs. We work with, hundreds of students a year, and just door-to-door service, taking them to and from school. We had 58 students. And to just take that and go to a complete halt, that was challenging. But I can say, for me, it was my faith that helped me to hold it, and the community around me that supported. My family, the family that we have, they're more than just students that we transport. We really are family and community that we build together. I had parents who paid for a semester at a time and was so concerned about us that they said, you know what, don't reimburse us anything. We really want to make sure that you are well. And that comes from the way that you treat your people. Yeah. You have to take care of the people, and the people will then in turn take care of you. So our revenue dropped 70%, and that's quite a bit. But when I tell you, I immediately started getting emails from ACE saying, we're here for you. We want to support you. They're going to have some things coming down the pipeline. Have you heard about PPP? Have you heard about EIDL? Have you heard about all the different relief programs? And even if it was things that they weren't sure of, they said, we want you to vet it, but we want to just at least give you the information. ACE was very instrumental in making sure that we were well informed on the front end, being proactive as much as they could through the Women's Business Center, hosting seminars about these various programs so we can be educated on should we apply, shouldn't we apply, and how to do it. But one thing I can say, and I'll wrap it up, it actually was a blessing for me. Just like Joy said, it took them to a whole nother level. I was given the vision for the rideshare in August of 2018. And you can't share what you have with everyone. And I shared, and they were like, oh, that's too much liability. No way. It came back again in November of 2019. And it was on the front page of our AJC saying that there is a need for transportation for our youth in the state of Georgia, and how we are so behind the ballpark that we are not even in the game, and that on the West Coast, they're doing something about it. The same companies that they mentioned on the West Coast are the same ones that I found in my research. So during this whole process, I was able to go through and revamp and learn the new model to be able to launch what we have today. And I can actually say, if the pandemic did not happen for me, I don't think that we will be where we are in this next level of launching. I believe that I would have still been, we were growing so fast that I would have been, you know, I need another van. I need another van. I have this waiting list. But it forced us to be able to do what it is that we already knew was possible. But sometimes it takes things to take a step back for us to see clearer in order to know how to move forward. So it wasn't all a bad thing. So that was it.
Well, thank you so much. Ladies, I really want to thank you for your participation this morning. This has been an excellent way to end our summer series of webinars. And also, if you're interested in the Small Business Rockstar nominations, it'll be available next week at the same web address. Well, we just want to thank you again. We appreciate your time. We appreciate y'all's participation, and we just wish you much success in the future. Have a great day.